It has become more and more difficult for business owners to sustain their business using traditional marketing methods. And these same business owners have come to realize that social connectivity is key to marketing. Hi, my name is VandeGuchte, and today I'd like to talk about how small businesses can best market using social media. Social media plays a continuous role in how businesses interact with potential and existing customers. And if implemented effectively, social media can come with many advantages for small business owners and can be an essential tool in engaging with consumers. Identifying the background and impacts that social media and the internet has in the business world is the first step, and we can then examine methods for best implementation. Let's begin with a little background about the internet specifically and social media. So in 1995, a mere 0.4% of the world's population used the internet. And by 2012, that percentage reached 32.7%, which is about 2.2 billion internet users. And today, since then, in the past 4 years, it's estimated that 3.2 billion people use the internet, which is nearly half of the world's population. Growth of the internet and social media has had an impact on the world as a whole, and as well as companies run their business. 60% of people who use at least 3 digital means of research for product purchase learn about a specific brand or retailer from social networking sites. So it's clear that social networking sites are here to stay, and if implemented correctly, they can have a very strong impact on the way consumers buy products and learn about them and such. So marketers are currently spending 70% of their total budgets on digital marketing channels, and 97% of these marketers say that they plan to either increase or maintain this level of spending in the next several years. It's predicted, as you can see through this graph, it's predicted that over the 10-year span from 2011 to 2021, there will be a 21% increase in digital marketing spending, while at the same time traditional marketing methods like print, newspaper, billboards, that kind of such, will see a decrease. Social media has its advantages and disadvantages. Some of the advantages are low costs. It costs very little to market using social media, and while it's not completely free necessarily, it's a lot of a lower budget, requires less of a budget than other marketing methods. Another advantage that social media marketing has is its increased exposure and traffic that it can cause to the retailers and the business's website. Additionally, social media allows an ease of obtaining input data from media users. It allows easy identification of age, gender, location of the consumer, purchase history, and stuff like that. And it gains all of this through computer-based applications. Social media allows a very strong ability to target specific market areas and to really focus on the target market that the business is looking to reach. Social media marketing also builds credibility and increases connections in many ways. Looking at some disadvantages of social media, it's not all fine and dandy. Some things that can be a challenge for small businesses, specifically in implementing social media, is the time commitment. It does take a lot of commitment to continually post on social media and do it effectively. There are also risks of scams and harassment that come without saying when using the internet. There's possible bias of opinions shown through posts, which is something that can be avoided, but at the same time it can be difficult. And there is a next to impossible task of precisely calculating return on investment for small businesses. It's hard to say how much you're getting out, or based on how much you're putting into social media marketing, it's hard to determine how much you're getting a return on investment. 48.5% of small business owners do not know if their marketing tactics are effective because they don't know how to measure them when it comes to marketing on social media. There's a rising importance on creating a personal relationship and two-way communication with consumers. 34% of business owners say that gaining higher levels of customer engagement is their first priority. And 25% of these marketers and business owners state that they're most concerned with social media engagement over anything else. This includes product development, hiring good employees. They're most concerned with making sure the customer is satisfied. So, like I said, they aren't as concerned with producing unique and original content and recruiting talent than they are with keeping their customers happy. When it comes to social media platforms, the options are endless. There are really so many that can be implemented. Not all of them are equal, though. So let's examine a few of the big ones. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, YouTube, and Instagram are the top 7 platforms that marketers used in 2014. And the platforms are not limited to these, like I said, but all others pale in comparison to these 7, essentially. Let's take a look at Facebook. So Facebook has 1.8 billion monthly active users. That's a lot. It's a location of friends, family, and colleagues to communicate and stay active, or it also acts as an effective medium for marketing, corporate communication, and public relations. One unique aspect of Facebook is Facebook business pages. This allows businesses to create a unique page for their company and allows them to create profiles and gain fans of their business. And they can interact. The consumers can interact using their personal profiles by liking and sharing pages and posts with the people they are friends with on Facebook. By using Facebook business pages, these businesses are more likely to show up higher in listings due to their large number of daily visitors. Pages can boost a business website without having to pay for expensive SEO or search engine optimization services. Just like I said, based on the number of interactions they get, it just boosts their credibility and their view in the public eye. A tool that businesses can use when using Facebook business pages is something called Facebook Insights. This calculates the return on investment of Facebook business pages, and it's an analytics type report that can be viewed at any time by the business owners. And it allows businesses to track unique visitors rather than simply tracking the number of page visits. So this includes like content viewed, posts clicked on, total likes, total shares, and more. Next, let's take a look at Twitter. So Twitter is a microblogging phenomenon that limits posts to 140 characters, which is a unique challenge for businesses. Twitter has 87.4 million monthly users. And 63% to be exact, of these users access Twitter via their mobile devices, which allows businesses to have a unique opportunity to share tweets that can be seen in real time rather than a few hours later. Standing out on Twitter is a challenge, but it's something that can really be implemented if done correctly. LinkedIn is the next one we'll take a look at. 21% of marketers would argue that LinkedIn should be considered the most important social networking platform, second only to Facebook. It's used specifically for business professionals and business-to-business relationships. They can use this site by posting jobs and recruiting people for those specific jobs. It's a really cool tool and a way to market a business. YouTube is one that's kind of overlooked when it comes to marketing, but according to Forbes.com, 85% of adult internet users consider themselves regular YouTube users, and it's considered the second largest search engine, only behind Google. Video content can really help a business be perceived as more of a quality business and brand, and it helps move a site further up in Google search results. Pinterest is another one. It's seen a lot of times as just like a hobby and a pastime, but it can also be a really cool marketing tool. It's the fastest growing social media platform, growing at a rate of 57% in 2014 compared to Facebook's 6% member growth. It's most commonly used among business-to-consumer marketers, and it offers a unique place for users to create, share, and engage with other users via like creative images and such like that. Developing relationships with target markets and finding out what they're looking for is an essential step for businesses to take when striving for business growth. Various social media platforms can be a great tool for implementing and doing just that. Not one business is exactly like the other, that goes without saying. And at the same time, not one social media platform is exactly like its neighbor. They all have pros and they have cons. It's important for business owners to consider the features and benefits of the various social media platforms and to establish which platforms they can best make use of based on what their business is and who they are trying to reach. Social media is an essential tool for business owners to make use of, and social media can heavily influence consumers in their decision-making process. There's no one-size-fits-all formula when it comes to determining which social media platform to implement, what to post, or how often to post. So, in order to figure out how a specific small business can best use social media, there are a few things they can do. The first is to identify their audience. Knowing who they're trying to reach, like their demographics and their psychographics and more, will help determine how to implement the right marketing tactics to target the right people. Knowing your options is key. It's important to put in the research to discover which social media platform will be best to help you reach your intended audience, as well as the type of content you are looking for and will best respond to. Consistency is another key. This cannot be stressed enough. Ensure that your posts and engagements on social media are not too heavy or not too light. Make sure they are regular in order to get your name and your brand out there in front of the consumer, so that when it comes for time for them to make a decision, they'll know your brand and they'll remember your brand and make the decision to purchase from you rather than your competitor. Commitment is very important. So quality and consistency will take time and effort. So we have to be willing to put in the needed commitment to make the best use of social media. Being transparent is very important as well. Consumers who see that you're who you really are on social media and that you have a genuine desire to just reach the consumer and be there for them and recognize their needs and their wants will just gain you more respect in the consumer's eye. Along with this, it's important to recognize that your main focus should be on the consumer. It's not about you. So you be conscientious of social media clutter and realize that overexposure might have some negative consequences. And always be listening to what consumers are saying. This cannot be stressed enough. Listen to what they're saying and meet their needs. So we've established that social media is so important in today's day and age, and if implemented correctly, it can be an amazing tool in just reaching your customers. So that's all I have for you. Thank you for your time.